Great. Greetings wherever you are. Let's look at data frames. How do we do data frames in R? Very important. And we just going to, I'm going to share my screen. Great. My screen is shared now. So we want to look at, so hashtag data frames, and then that is it. So we just come here, because if you look at where we were going, this was where we were, and so we are the next we were just around here, so we needed to look at data frames. We're saying that a data frame is a table or a two-dimensional array like structure in which each column contains values of one variable. Each row contains one set values from each column. All right. So this is an example of a data frame. We all know it's in the form of like a table where you have the headers and then you also have the rows. The rows take the values. The headers take what we call the variables. It's actually like vectors that have been put in the longitudinal format. And that's it. So let's say we want to create a data frame. Several ways of doing that. We use the function data frame to create data frame. So let's create vectors in the first place. So let's say I have, what is it? I want to just put like age. So I have age as a variable. But I've already created a variable called age. So I'm going to change the spelling. Age 1. Maybe if I put it that way. So I'm just going to create my vector like this. So I'm going to create the ages of some people. And so what am I going to use? I can just use a vector here, and then I'm creating the ages of such people. And so let's say I want the age to be between 18, and then 18 to what? To 28. To 28. Okay, 18 to 28. How many? What is it? So it's just that we are just creating the age in order. Let's put it that way. So you can see that we have 18 to 28. That's about 10, right? And then, so let's look at their heights. So we are going to say height. Let's say height of what? Students. Of the students. So I have this, and so the height, we really want to put it in centimeters, right? So we can just create, we can just use sample to create their height. So we want to say that it is from the height of okay, 100, and then we are just sampling about 10, and then we are saying that replacement will be equal to true, because some of them could have the same heights. Then we run that. Then let's look at weights, the weight of the students. And then, so what I'm creating are the column names. Here are the column names. They are the column name, which we also call variables. So we're going to create, let's say, so let's use another function called runIf. And then runIf is already there. So we are just creating 10 items, weight. And we are looking at the smallest weight to be around 30 kilogram. And then the biggest weight to be around 70 kilogram. Okay. So we run that, and that has been created just properly. So now it's time for us to create our data frame. So the data frame, we can just say we have a data frame underscore of what? Students. And then we also do like this. So the function for creating data frame is called a data dot frame. And you can see it comes here. So when you do that, what are you going to do? You now put this particular variable that we have created. So we're having age 1. As you can see, I have age 1 there. Then you put comma. Then you have the next one, that is the height. So that was ht underscore. Then that is also there. And then we also had another one like weight. Then the weight underscore, like this, the weight of the students. And then we have it. So now if I run this, the data frame has been created. Perhaps I didn't run this, so that's why you are getting this error. So maybe I should run this first. No, they are saying that arguments imply different number of rows. I like this. I was coming to explain that in data frame, when you are creating, the number of rows must be the same. The number of columns doesn't matter. You can have number of columns doesn't really matter, but there are rows. It has to be the same. If you have a column that has more rows than the other, you cannot create a data frame like that. That's one principle in creating data frame. So let's look. There's one of them that has more, and so here we sampled. Okay, let me print this and see how many values are there. So we sampled like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then here, let me print the age and see how many values are there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's where the problem came in. Maybe we should have stopped here at 27. 27. So if we run that again, and then we come to build the data frame again, you notice that now we don't have any problem. The data frame has been, it has been printed. So now let's have a look at the data frame. I can just say data underscore and then of students, which is here, and then you can see the image there. So when we run it, it's going to print the entire data frame for us. And so this is our data frame. This is how we are able to create a data frame in R. It's that simple. And of course, I hope you have picked up how it is to be able to create a data frame. Now watch out to my next video as to how to be able to manipulate data frame. Now we have created a data frame. Maybe you may want to add some columns, you may want to add rows later on. Let's assume that you are having too many people, you have sent them to the field to go and pick the data. They all came with different data, and which has been kept in the form of a data frame sent to you. How do you put this together? That will be our next video, how to be able to manipulate these data frames. I'm told that if the videos are too long, people don't usually like it. But this is the simplest way to be able to create a data frame. So now we can say that we have our students. If I pull this up, we have their ages here, we have their weight, and we have their height. So now we can actually correspond to any of them. And then here we have some decimals there. If we wanted, we could have rounded it up to be able to have a rather what is it? Like let's say like integers. This is where it was. So I could have just put round function here. Then I'll just open here and come and close this over there. That way, when you run it, and then you come to run the data frame again, and then you print it, you won't see any. You see that all of them are now integers. So we can see 18, and then in that order, we can also see their height, we can see their weight. Now, there are other things we can do with the data frame. We can actually do some kind of calculations, and then how to be able to add the calculations back. In this case, we can calculate their BMI, we can calculate their whatsoever, and then just by this alone. And then we can plot, we can visualize it. We can actually do a regression here, and then see whether there is there any relationship between age, height, and then weight of students. Maybe we'll try that some other day. But this is your data frame, how to create it. Thank you. Watch out for the next video. I'll be showing you how to be able to manipulate data frames. Okay. Okay, so I actually plan to do this in 15 minutes, so I just have 7 minutes. So let me show you some few other things. Okay, let me leave it here. Then the next video, I will show you how to be able to manipulate it.